where you've got a castle defending that end, it's very hard to successfully rush into their B
Force
site.
them to have to use Ash or Sledge.
Yeah, without those roamers getting back down in time. So we'll see whether that's the case or if they've got something else crazy in mind.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
So we'll be playing down here in the basement. The laundry room being a classic. You do see Castle are already heading over to the construction site, as you mentioned earlier.
Attackers have
Starting to
located a
put those
bomb.
defenses.
Knocks that door up nice and quick, and then we'll reinforce the other side. The rest of his team are all straight upstairs right now. And we are going to see something funky out here from Strictly Business. So, Marco Polo shotgunning the trapdoor to where Nova is, and the second one into the backside of B. Then they're reinforcing the walls into meeting room, and have got a nice big C4 hole in
10
towards
seconds left
kitchen,
before insertion.
where Marco Polo is also reinforcing. So they're looking for a very spread out
5
defense
seconds
of
left.
this, with only the one player staying downstairs right now.
We
Attackers
did see a
recovered
play
the bomb
in the earlier games where they tried to
Attackers
use
are
that
moving
meeting
to
hall,
defuse
not
the
without,
bomb.
or they didn't have the C4 wall open, but they did reinforce it and try and play a lot in there, and they ended up getting shot down from the attic.
This is going to go horribly wrong if this works. Lowbrook is coming straight in. He's cracking open the doorway in towards the basement. He's in.
That's a good rush.
Lowbrook straight inside. He comes to Silent Rage.
There he's running that.
Thermite
double
rush
shotgun.
in.
Oh.
Missed a lot of the control. Silent Rage coming around the corner now, and he will down him without taking too much damage of his own. But here comes the attackers dropping on in. The plant is going to go down and has successfully gone off. Ash is now watching the corridor, and Ava's coming around, going to start the spray, but he will miss most shots until Ash deals them most. Upstairs now, Perception looking for the flank, and it's going to be Nova. He does tag him up hard, but not do much as Ash. Twitch has been rushed down. Ava is already on the diffuser. Godkin's at the back of the site.
He's got to get there quick.
He's not going to get there at all. 7 seconds is way too far away. They even killed Perception at the top. And all right, there's your
Interesting
fireworks.
start. Yeah, I think if they could have backed that up, that could have been a really interesting play.
If ReWritten had landed their shots, yes, 100%. But
It was awfully ballsy for Thermite to be the one leading that push as well. Didn't
I
even-
mean, it makes more sense when he's running the shotgun. As soon as you see that 10-14, yeah, Thermite shotgun rush is actually starting to become pretty common in some players, in some circles. But to get away with it, surprising me more.
I'm kind of surprised he didn't at least blow the laundry hatch first before he did that rush, just to give his team extra fire to cover for him and make it much harder for them to get to that diffuser.
What surprises me more, to be fair, was they went ahead with the plant without the rest of his team also being inside. Like, Ash got straight in, obviously got downstairs quickly because she's Ash. Immediately went to the plant, and then there was no one there to back her up. She was dead before anyone else could get close. And yeah, they paid the price for it straight away afterwards because
Can't run a two-man team.
Yeah, the rotate time back down for Strictly Business is plenty quicker than getting inside was for anyone on ReWritten. It's a nice idea. I feel it would have worked even worse against any other Strictly Business setup, which is obviously why they did it. They saw the way Strictly Business was set up, they saw that they were spread out on the floor above, they saw they were in kitchen, they saw they were in the showers and the back of the meeting room stuff, so they were, alright, we'll just rush straight down the front. But you all need to rush down.
Yeah, definitely a situation where it looked like Godkin wanted to come from the back with that sledge and just wasn't prepared to get down there fast enough.
Yeah.
And we do see them running a castle, or I mean a pulse instead of a castle this time.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Yep, the
Attackers are
ReWritten
moving out to
defense.
locate a bomb and
Also
defuse
set a
it.
castle. We got
The attackers' bomb
barbed wire
diffuser
being
has
placed
been dropped.
deep in the
Attackers
construction
recovered the
entrance
diffuser.
for ReWritten. 4 players staying downstairs and just the one coming slightly further up.
Doesn't look like they really want to use the meeting hall like the other team was.
No. The Strictly Business are actually all pushing in from the back tower. They're going to do this B push. We got Silent Rage droning in the construction tunnel again. Perseus, Ava, and Nova are all at the top of the tower, thinking about heading down.
Attackers have recovered their
Nova
diffuser.
wanted to drop that diffuser, but then accidentally picks it back up again. Ava goes further up and he's going to crack open the attic in case there's anyone up there that could drop onto Nova's head. There isn't. Nova's watching the back stairs. Carbon can't shoot through it because this is reinforced.
You see all 5 men just waiting patiently for the attack to begin here.
Ava's drone comes down. Godkin thinks about shooting it, but then repositions as he makes sure he's safe.
I do see Blackbeard starting to push the construction tunnel a little bit. He's going to kind of tease out Valkyrie.
Trapdoor getting blown behind Lowbrook's head. Valkyrie will just peek straight around and kill Silent Rage out all the same. He doesn't need to worry about the fact that he's Blackbeard. Next trapdoor is blown, so both of the meeting hall traps are now open. Nova, looking down through the gap, is close to Lowbrook, but won't land too much of a damage to him. He's going to try and grenade into the hallway and take out this barbed wire. Cracks it open, looks for the frost trap. There isn't one there that I saw. Putting another one now into the backside. Marco Polo's killed out Lowbrook, so the first defender is dead. Drone going to come in from Nova. Drop straight down. We'll see Carbon at the end of the hallway before he gets killed off. No, he's not a good idea to drop down there anymore, and we'll go to his journey.
Attackers have
Again,
dropped
change his
the bomb
mind, check the other drop.
Marco thinking about dropping down here. Finds a couple of frost traps to deal with on his way. Strata is still in the construction area. They know this because he killed Blackbeard and hasn't come out yet.
Sees those kill holes there, using them against him. There.
Backed up, he could see the here he sees the movement. Now he sees it, tags him hard, but it's not enough to down him. Valkyrie forced to fall back a long way, but still alive. Comes back to hiding behind the reinforced wall.
Yeah, not pushing construction tunnel anymore, so Valkyrie could rotate out.
Ash is watching the front in case anyone's going to pop him through. Perseus has dropped in. Strata now looking through the kill holes. He's going to see him again, but he doesn't come up from the sprint long fast enough. Strata gets that. Nova will grab one more before Strata and God can cap a kill each. That was the plant in the middle of going down, and while Carbon easily gets Nova in the back before he manages to finish Valkyrie off. Knew where Valk was. I don't know why they didn't have a better line of sight onto her. While Perseus drops down and then pushes into the corridor, why were they not leaving Thermite at the top to shoot through the kill holes? She'd have died very quickly if that was the save. Perseus would then still be alive. Then they can push the other way all at the same time. So instead of sending 4 people to focus on 4 and split them 2 and 2, why not have 4 onto 1 and then have 1 onto 3? Like,
if you can pitch someone like that, you might as well, right? Especially if they're a key player like that.
I got the idea is that you knew where everyone was, you all go at once, you all pick a target, you all kill that one target. Great. But why, when you can give yourself a bigger man advantage before you do that kind of play?
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Either way, it is 1 round apiece now for either side, and Strictly Business are now defending the upper floor.
Already C4ing out that wall there. It looks like we have someone running in place.
Everyone's frozen in place. Okay. We lose connection on our end. Ladies and gentlemen, there were some issues hosting this lobby to begin the game, so I don't know whether it's Rainbow servers or our connection or something, but hey ho, this is a familiar dance for us all these days. We're going to run to a commercial break and figure out what the hell is going on and get it fixed and get back to you with the continuation of this game from that 1-1 scoreline. That round will be played by the teams as is. So those games will be going through, and that round will be completed out. We can't pull them out of that one as is. We'll get the admins to get in contact with them. We will get the final score from that, see which team goes 2-1 up, and of course play from then on out after a remake. But be back after this commercial break with an update and hopefully a working game.
Should be good.
Should be.
This is Jason Bourne. We need to talk.
Why would he come back now?
I know what you did. I know everything.
Bourne has to be put down. You didn't come here for revenge.
I volunteered because of a lie.
You're never gonna have any peace until you admit who you really are.
I know who I am.
Rated PG-13.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a quick update for you. As it stands, we can't make a new lobby. There's some connection issues going on. We're not entirely sure which end it is at. We're obviously troubleshooting with our admins and our technicians here. We're talking to the Ubisoft guys on that end, figuring out what the hell is the deal on their end, and trying to get it fixed. As it is, that round that we left, Strictly Business did win, so they are up 2 rounds to 1 right now, and currently sitting here waiting for us to remake the lobby and get us back going. But until that happens, we're going to have to run a slightly longer break while we troubleshoot it and fix it and get it all going. Should we get it fixed and should we get it working before the timer is up, we will obviously end the break sooner and come back in and get you guys the game as fast as possible. But until that happens, all we can do is apologize and hope we can get this fixed. Thanks for sticking around, guys. We'll see you again in about 10 minutes time.
See you soon.
It started again.
Tell me.
A new program, Iron Hand. It's even worse than before.
My God, that's Jason Bourne.
Hold on! I know everything.
He has to be put down.
The next bullet's in your head! Rated PG-13.
then, ladies and gentlemen. It is 2-1 to Strictly Business at the moment. And as it stands, ReWritten aren't allowed to take the lower level basement bomb site, despite obviously the reset would have unlocked it. They are, as is, taking the kids' dorm and the dorm's main hall selection. So, they are one of the few teams that are still bringing the no rook meta to Xbox. No, the round that we left on, they continue playing Strictly Business 1. And so they're still bringing the no rook meta to the table, and they're going to lock it through, so it does continue.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many
As long as
bombs
they can not get shot, right?
Yeah, that's the plan. They are going for heavy shotguns, though.
Do have a bandit and a pulse here. We'll see how they end up using the batteries. So we can electrify some of those walls.
As it is, the attacking team has brought no anti-breach strat stuff. Nothing to break the batteries. So if they put them in the right spots, those walls will become impenetrable.
I don't think it's a situation where, you know, there's plenty of entry points up here.
seconds to insertion.
Put them here against the walk-in wardrobe walls, which is quite nice.
Not a bad spot.
They can get shot from this window at the far side, but exposing yourself to that to shoot some batteries is a bit of a risk.
Attackers recovered the
As it is now, we
Attackers
do
are moving
have
out to
3
locate a
players in
bomb
the
and defuse it.
attic. That should change in a moment.
Yeah, they opened up that little hole to be able to crawl through there. Generally a good idea to be able to rotate in and out of that spot so you're not just trapped up here and having to use the stairs.
Godkin is going to be the man up there. I'm interested that they didn't break the trap door on him. Would have given him a nice bit of freedom and an extra way down should he needed it. But hey ho, he thinks he's fine. The A window being cracked open at quite a range then from this roof by Aver.
Nice drone throw.
Attackers have located a
Throw
bomb.
on in. Nova's close by. We also have Carbon here inside the kid's bedroom.
See if he sees that there's no one in there at the moment.
Downstairs, we've still got a couple of pesky roamers. We've got Lutbrook at the bottom of the stairs in lobby, and we got Perception at the stairs, the back stairs.
Looks like there's some people putting pressure on B already. We got Blackbeard on the B windows.
We have Blackbeard high on the green windows. We've got Godkin as well here, prone in the tower. In the attic, sorry, looking for Marco Polo, who's in the tower. He
Doesn't
kills
know who's
Marco
in there.
Polo here. He's got the diffuser.
It's a bad place to leave it.
Yeah, Marco does not know. He flashbangs over the top and then stands straight up, but cannot land the shots.
Aimed a little too low there.
Godkin goes down, doesn't really deal much damage at all himself. Now Perseus is trying to fire through there. Lotbrock has picked off Marco Polo at a huge range. Oh no, he came up underneath him. So that's the diffuser down in the back tower now. Perseus has got to be cautious. He's going to go back for it. Knows that there's a shotgun in here somewhere. Man holding the diffuser.
Stairs is definitely not going to be easy to get to without exposing yourself there.
No, but he's still got team there. So while Lotbrock can see Perseus, Perseus has got Nova here at the window to come and help him out. So he's going to go up, C4's up and over the top. Does get a good kill on Perseus. Now it's cautious to the left and the right side. Sees Nova, looks out there to the right, gets the shots that they're going to miss mostly, but he
He's gonna
downs
be
him and he's
marked.
mid-reload.
They're gonna have to
Lotbrock,
go for him.
beautiful play.
Nicely done.
And now only Ash is left standing. It's Avery's inside the A side, which is nice, but when you got no diffuser, it's not going to matter. Carbon killed Silent Rage from those windows as well. Does sprint across the gap, but there's a good shot from Aver.
He's going to try and pick off 3, but he doesn't have a lot of entry points here.
Ducks into the kid's bedroom. Dancing through the corridor. Perception's waiting one when Strata's up the other end. He's not actually peeking out for it. Aver going to push forward with Perception, but it's a shotgun. And he has no chance as he was still mid-sprint as he comes around that corner. Giving round 2 ReWritten on defense, and now it is 2 rounds to 2 as our final scoreline there.
It was a nice job catching Bandit out in there, but then continuing to push from that side just didn't work out for them when Pulse was able to take out the other guys.
Yeah, Pulse being very aggressive and over the top, dealing with that, not letting them close in on him, not letting them surround him like they were trying to do. We had Nova coming from the downstairs. We had that guy upstairs.
It was a good use of the Pulse device as well to try and land that C4. You don't see a kind of throw like that very often. It wasn't exactly a C4able floor or anything.
Now it is Strictly Business back onto defense, and they can go obviously down into the basement. They have successfully held the master bedroom in the one round that we missed out on.
And they're bringing that castle again. Imagine doing exactly what they did last time, castling up that construction area.
Yeah, we'll see what
Attackers
they
have
do
located a
as the
bomb.
drones do begin to come on in, get checked out.
Looks like they've brought a dock as well.
Still got dock. We are still seeing that very spread out defense then, so we get the walls blown open between kitchen and meeting. We got the reinforcements coming up from Aver at the front of meeting.
Looks like the attackers have brought a Thatcher, but I don't see that they're going to get a lot of use out of that, except for
10
maybe
seconds
accidentally
left.
getting some cameras or a trophy system.
Let's see what
5
it is to
seconds
go
left
with.
before insertion.
As Nova goes up the back tower again. Yes, putting some barbed wire down in the kitchen. Ava's going to play in there. Marco Polo's making the crawl hole between there and the toilets.
We've got 3 people upstairs still late. Are they going to stay there?
Yeah, they're going to stay up.
Definitely a
Still
Roman
got
heavy.
Nova in the attic. Drops down through.
Just one guy on site.
Xavier. Nova does drop right into the basement now then. Silent Rage staying down there.
See a lot of drones going around, just scoping things out now as Ash is making moves in.
Ash in through the showers now is looking to pressure in towards the kitchen. He's already taken out a couple of holes and there goes with one more camera. Charge this barbed wire, that's all the Ash charges he has. I believe Perseus there is just around the corner and he peeks straight out and it's an easy kill for the Doc. Didn't take too much damage himself, doesn't even need to self-revive. Now Carbon and Perception are trying to get in through the dining hall. Carbon takes a beast in already, but Strata out the front door has taken most of the hit.
Definitely the danger of playing 4 men up top here. They're slowly getting picked off. Oh, no, wait, that's right, they picked off Ash.
Yep.
Did work out in their favor.
Judges across the gap, and now it's perfect time on the reload for Marco Polo to come out and take Twitch down. That's the diffuser dropped. Strata out the front entrance is going to try and crack this window open. He's very close to Perseus, but doesn't matter. Perseus is safe and inside. Perception still outside the dining room doors looking for the diffuser, but Godkin is miles away and cannot help him. And this very low health Doc now is firing in towards where Perception's about to peek. Sees him, just misses his shot.
It's a good angle, but you gotta have the timing on it.
Yep, shots are rattling across in front of his face though. He's looking to keep it open. Perception picks the diffuser up, gets back to safety. Marco Polo looking to go in and deal with him. Comes around the corner and takes a big shot to the chest. Coming in behind is Perception. The shot is coming through. Perception gets down but gets himself back up. Marco Polo managing to help chase him out as he comes in to try and finish the Doc off. He's shot in the side. Marco Polo getting that done. Percy is now chasing Godkin out while he's on the reload, and that's an easy kill for him. Can now reload his stim pistol. Looking around the corridor, finds Perception there, and he's already low and exposed, so that's another free headshot for Perseus. And this defense from Strictly Business has been great.
They've got
Spreading out completely, it's just not letting the attacking team anywhere close to getting inside.
They've got 4 people left in the diffuser down. All they've got to do is hold this for just 35 more seconds or so. Should be an easy win if they don't get too greedy.
Let's have a look at construction a second before we lose this round. This has been castled up completely. Look at it. It takes 3 castle barricades for you to get through if you want to rush into B.
Thatcher wasn't going to be able to do that.
There was no way Strata was surviving that. I don't want to look at this. So this is why we normally see people don't play so heavy roamers upstairs, right? Is if you do so heavy roamers upstairs, they're going to just rush in through B like that and take control of that site nice and easy. But with all of those castle barricades in there, they would have taken them ages to get on in, and with the drop downs in the meeting room open, with the front doors open, the rotators from upstairs could easily get straight back down and drop in and be right on top of those attackers before they got through more than 2 barricades.
Especially if you have some sticky cams up there, right, to know it's
Yeah,
coming.
exactly. You knew they were coming that way too. So like, that is what is allowing that kind of aggressive play. In the past, we've seen people leaving people upstairs like that, and they've been exploited by the B rush. They were specifically planning against that B rush by running that castle and running those reinforcements where they did. And it worked out perfectly for them, and then they successfully just held them off completely from the junkyard spawn with some very nice shots from Perception. Perseus, sorry. Now as it is, Strictly Business are up around again.
Running
Now
that
they
pulse.
are 3-2.
Same lineup they ran last time.
As they do go for their more standardized defense here, ReWritten.
See if Strictly Business can adapt to this. Got all the good hatches covered here.
10 seconds remaining.
It doesn't look like they want to leave
5
anyone
seconds
roaming
to
at this
insertion.
point.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser. Attackers' objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
We got them starting the drone already. Looks like they might come from the garden side here. Already pushing into that, towards that watchtower. Imagine they're going to be just clearing out the watchtower. You got Ash going upstairs. We got Marco Polo droning in the watchtower. Once they get in there, they're going to take control of this side. Probably blow the meeting hall hatches. Or push into that attic.
That's what we saw done a couple of times previously.
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
Do see them just double checking that there's no one hiding up here. That attic is unreinforced, making it very easy for them to get in there, take control of it if they want to.
So Strata picking up the first kill once again in construction. Taking down Silent Rage in exactly the same place he killed him last time around. And Blackbeard trying to peek out through the tunnel. It's an easy kill for Strata, and then just goes around to check there's no one else there.
Definitely.
So there's not.
Didn't learn from that one.
Looking to do a similar thing again, but there's just no one even else close to this. Strictly business, leaving everyone else upstairs, and as you say, they clearly didn't learn from that attack.
Last time we saw Strata sit here a little too long, but may actually be able to get that kill on Thermite to make this happen.
Looks away just in time to see the drone go through, and then Marco Polo mid-reload. Still, Strata peeks straight out and gets himself another free kill. When like the whole reason you went down there, Thermite, was that you knew he was peeking out in that corridor. Like you'd seen him be detected twice. Why did you not expect him to do exactly that again after you just used up an entire clip of magazine of ammunition? So therefore, a clearly obvious reload.
Blackbeard obviously tried the same thing twice in a row now.
Yeah.
Not working for them.
No, silly decision to try and push in that way the way he did. When you missed the first couple of shots when he turned around and shoot that drone, that should have been the end of that kind of pressure.
Back off.
Lotbrock then coming upstairs. Nova's just around the corner to his right. Perseus picked up 1 kill on perception. He doesn't realize how close to the right he is. Nova's heard him. Nova is going to look straight for him, and Nova with his own shotgun in tow. It's the wrong one, dude. That's a breaching shotgun, not a killing shotgun. And he loses that fight drastically. Down the front, Carbon's low, Godskin's low, and the pressure is coming out from the attacking team because the plant goes down. Carbon does kill the planter after it's been completed, but now Lotbrock's coming in from the meeting hall to Aver. Aver gambling on them not being on the diffuser here is looking for Lotbrock. Gamble would be wrong. Strata's on it, and Lotbrock realizes what was happening, and they do get the successful defuse just as he gets the kill.
They did manage to make that distraction over on the other side work, but it was a little late when they were already down 2 men.
Yes.
Didn't make a good defense on that diffuser.
What the defending team did well there was, okay, they let the guys down, but when they realized it was just 2 and they were losing the firefights, they let them in.
Definitely
And
used it
then,
against them.
yeah, let them in, regrouped, and then killed them after the plant. When the planter was stuck in that corner, it's like, I know, okay, exactly where you're going to be. You're stuck in there. The other guy's going to be on the stairs, and while you're stuck in there, I can deal with you. And so we back up, regroup, reposition, reset the recoil and stuff, and then, all right, go in and pre-fire. And now, okay, now I won the firefights. Now I'm okay. Keep the numbers advantage. Instead of just blindly sprinting out there, missing the first shots, taking a lot of damage, going, oh, I've got to keep going, I've got to keep going, I've got to stop the plant, throwing your life away, in which case they would have lost it. Making sure they did it.
I guess that's the flip side of putting the diffuser down. You put it down and you bait out all the defenders, but at the same time, it also tells you where the attackers are going to be, as they're going to have to hang out around that diffuser.
And smart play from Lodbrock when he comes up into the top meeting area, top of the stairs, realizing the trapdoor's not broken, he couldn't see anyone. So, alright, where do I go now? Well, we know there were 2 downstairs, and we've killed one of them. Where'd the other one go? Chances are he came up. So rather than just sprinting out blindly, he's just cautiously checking every single corner while the diffuser's going down, because he doesn't need to go out and check that while the diffuser's going down. If they come and kill the diffuser, then he immediately knows where they are. If they don't come and kill the diffuser, he just has to wait until they reveal themselves. And he does so and gets the kill, stays alive.
Good strategy and communication.
As it is now then strictly business, back onto the upper floor. Now, last time they defended this, we missed the round due to the disconnect. Now, however, we can see it.
Looks like they did
win last time.
They did open up that same hole in the wall there. They put some kill holes, it looks like, in the bedroom wall though, and reinforced the walls of it, trying to use that angle on the stairs.
Yeah, it's a nice angle down. He gets a good crossfire with this man. Not this man. Which man? This man. Crossfire with this man, Perseus, and Nova can cut up anyone that's coming on those stairs.
We've seen a lot of pulse playing in this room today.
Yeah.
Obviously they want to know if they're coming up that side, going in the garage, things like that.
Lotbrock then in the big tower is looking for anything and anyone that might be trying to come up with that little cheeky flank. It's not the case though. Godkin grenading up and into the kid's bedroom. Forcing Nova Marco Polo to back away and hide a couple of times. Marco's taken a lot of damage from that, but he won't be dead. Ava now gets downed, and that's the Jaeger out of the picture. Marco Polo thinking about peeking her out to this repelling player.
Godkin's very low on health here. All it takes is a shotgun blast, even a weak one, to get him at this point.
Yep, but so is... There's the shotgun
Very
just
close
dancing back. He knows he's got the drop in him.
That
Marco
repel's going to
Polo.
be making a lot of sound out there.
Yeah, he's exactly where he's sitting now. Godkin though just firing and looking through these windows. They've managed to revive Ava here, but he's already taken a bit more damage. There's the drone onto Marco Polo. The flashbang goes off. He sprints across into the corner,
Now's
back
his
towards one
opportunity.
window. Flashed again. He's just spraying on them. Godkin
Gotta
is
get in.
repelling out. He's coming
It's
in on
too
the
late.
reload. Going to spree fire it, and he does get the good down. But he will be downed out by himself by Silent Rage, who comes into the corridor to finish him off. Good job with the trade. Nova, though, gets one of his own on the front stairs.
Got some pressure coming on the A window.
Lockbrock push into the backside. Perception, as you say, is on the A window. We did also have Blackbeard there previously. Lockbrock is cautious of his left side. He's going to smoke that out completely, and it'll be Perseus that cannot see once those go off.
They're going to have to revive that,
Coming
that
in.
diffuser.
Ava picks up Perception. He comes in for Silent Rage. Lockbrock gets that, and now he looks a bit stuck in this corridor.
It's a good rush, but what are you going to follow that up with?
The diffuser is down inside the kid's bedroom. Ava is pushed out in towards A, with the spray is coming from behind him. Lockbrock didn't know where it was coming from, and Strata's been killed off inside the kid's bed by the C4 from below. Perseus, here we go, coming around behind. Unscope spraying it until he can be sure, and then we'll scope in and confuse the hell out of Ash as to where those shots were landing from.
Seemed like they had some good rushes in, but just not good follow-up. We had that swinging in the window that just barely worked, the Ash rush in there, but not a lot of coordination and actually using that once you were in. As you saw, Ash trapped there, just shot through a wall.
Do you finally see an attacking win then going in favor of ReWritten? Does give them... Sorry, that wasn't an attacking win. I don't know what I'm talking about. Strictly Business winning another defense round, putting them on 4 rounds to 3.
Looks like we're seeing a Frost come out this time.
It is now what we need to see. Now we need to see an attack win if we want to end this map where we are. That would be 5 rounds to 3 in favor of Strictly Business if they can finally win it. If they can't, however, we will be looking towards an overtime round.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Or rather, an overtime best of 3 rounds. So
Well,
let's
let's
see.
see where those Frost traps go down. Obviously, there's been a lot of pushes on those B windows. You can put them on the A window. A lot of good places for them here to make sure that it's a lot slower for them to try and push windows safely. You see them do coming down on the B windows.
Perception.
5 seconds.
We'll put them there on those B windows. I suspect one going to go over by the big A window, but she's a bit late for it now.
Looks like they decided they want to stop a push from in here.
It's very common to nade in the A window, there's that, but yes, having this slight little bit of backroom space. Meaning anyone that comes through that window or maybe blows through those walls is pinned between that trap and that shotgun.
Yeah,
If they are not careful.
gonna be hard to just run into those bunk beds.
Yeah. As it is then, you'll head down towards the back stairs. Still got a couple of last minute cameras being placed up by Strata. The attacking team are already up top.
Trying to get that camera.
It's the top of your triangle, dude, not the middle of your triangle. Jesus Christ.
It's a good thing he's got that SMG-11.
No wonder you don't aim in the heads much, buddy. Using the wrong part of the sight. It's the tip of the triangle, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls, not the middle of the triangle.
That's why you gotta be careful about throwing those cameras out so late too. Saw 2 of them just get wasted. Those are very valuable on those outside windows, as you mentioned.
Ava
Quick
going
A push.
straight in with the diffuser, going to begin the plant.
Guess they should have put that Frost trap down on that window after all.
Carbon's on his cameras, Lowbrook's here. They don't even hear this plant going down.
This is gonna be an interesting.
Suddenly,
Sure.
into action we go. Ava gets straight into its B. Does get one man on the window, but that's not man with the diffuser. Silent Rage kicks up Carbon here as well. There's Ava getting another man. Godkin now
Right
picking the
upstairs.
first kill up for the defending team. He's miles away, he's in the meeting room. Lockbrook now underneath as well will be killed off, and suddenly Godkin has got to come upstairs, kill 4 and defuse, and that's not going to happen.
Not great communication that round. I mean, there's
No.
no reason they shouldn't have known they were already planting on site.
If you're not going to have great sound within the site, you need to at least have good vision of it. But that's it. Strictly business.
Well
After
played.
so many back and forth defense round, defense round, defense round, defense round, defense round, just make the attack look easy. It's like, what took you
Yeah,
so
where
long
was
to do
that earlier, right? Well played.
Beautiful play. Getting in, tracking down, figuring out where all the defensive players are, realizing there's nothing under the window, there was no frost trap, there was no barbed wire, there was nothing else to stop them going in there, no cap can traps. Alright, well, I got a Blackbeard on the window, I got a sledge out of the window, we've droned them all away. I'm going to go in and just plant behind this
See
edge.
what happens.
Yeah.
It's
Worked out
definitely worth it.
nicely.
Yeah. I think it's a situation too where they're at the advantage because they've got that window. I mean, unless flank comes up from Junk Tower or something like that, they weren't going to be able to do a whole lot.
Yeah, so that's map number 1. 5 rounds to 3 in favor of Strictly Business. As we mentioned, they are currently the only team within the top 6 not to have 8 points. They're only on 7, but that's because they've drawn 4 of their games and won 1. This is their chance to get right at the top of the table with that 10-point lineup.
Well, they're a
If
good
they
start.
can successfully win this, or they can lock ReWritten into just the 9 points and 8 points of their own if they force a draw out here, as we now head over towards Clubhouse. While we let the players funnel in, of course we need a new lobby for that, we will look at the highlights of map number 1.
Some good dock play here.
Yeah, Perseus with some impressive shots and a couple of moments there, and this, I really don't understand why Marco tried to come back in this corridor while at the mid-load, or why he didn't expect the push out. Why didn't you just go further away and wait a couple of seconds?
Strata definitely made that tunnel work.
Until Strata got detected, and then you knew it was safe to come in. This is smart from Aver. Their perception would come up this backside, and yes, there's a shotgun pointing his way, but not gonna work.
That's the thing about once you get that plant down, right? Everyone just comes back up as fast as they can. And once you know they're all downstairs, right? They're going to come up the stairs. No, nothing else they can do.
That's one thing that I've not seen yet done well by any teams, whether Xbox, whether PC, Europe, or North America, is after a bomb has gone down, a good retake.
Yeah, we
There's
did
no
see a
teams
little
seem to
bit of
have
that.
proper, yeah, we've seen teams get away with it, and we've seen teams that sometimes do win it, but more because of luck than judgment. It's more that, okay, the plant's gone down, run at them and shoot them and try and defuse as fast as possible. It's not, and sometimes, yeah, it works because they're shooting better, or there's just sheer numbers of their side, whatever, and that's fine. But I'm yet to see a team that clearly has a practice after plant strategy of, right, plant goes down in this spot, you go here, you go here, you go here, you go here, and okay, now we recollapse back in. Easy retake.
They know, or they should know, that the diffuse time or the bomb time is a lot longer for the diffuser to run on ESL, so they should be taking advantage of that, right, to actually coordinate that push instead of just running in a blind panic. It's not like casual or something where like you've got to get in there ASAP and defuse it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a tough one to practice because it requires you. All right, how do we practice this? Well, we let them plant and then try and retake it. Well, how do we let them plant? Do we have 5 people alive and 5 people alive? No, because that rarely ever happens. Well, how many people do we leave alive? Well, we do it with 5 people. Like, you've got to just play rounds through. But yes, it's a tough one to practice, I understand. But as soon as a team gets really good at those after plant things, then I think it's going to change the game quite a bit when that happens. Once the team gets good at it, you think now they can start going, okay, well, we're starting to lose, fall back, let them take the plant, set up for ready for our after plant, and as soon as the plant goes down, you know, all right, they're going to be here, here, and here, because this is what we practice every single time. This is where everyone goes after planting here, retake it.
Ironically, I think that last bomb spot is the easiest one to bait them in on that.
Yeah.
And then just retake it. So they could have, you know, had they been prepared for it.
We also have plenty of shotgunners and C4ers that could have literally just been underneath that window. It's like
That's
if you're not
usually what I do.
Yeah, if you're not going to put any kind of defense directly under that window, whether it be barbed wire or frost traps or whatever, you have a man underneath with C4, you had a pulse that sits there and waits for it. There's the pulses, there's the man in.
Yeah, you don't even need C4s. Shotguns will do it.
Yeah,
from
shotgun
there.
do it too.
Once that plant's down.
It was a mistake none the same by ReWritten, and it did cost them the map. And now, Strictly Business are on attack here for map number 2, Clubhouse. This map requires, one would argue, and we have done in the past, a little bit more coordination than Oregon.
Especially on that armory push. We do see a Capcan coming out again.
Yeah, in place of the Rook.
Didn't see any of that on Oregon, but it looks like we're going to see it here.
I would still rather see a Rook there. The armor plate's just too damn good, and as we mentioned, the amount of impact we've really seen from Capcan traps, even since the changes, kind of help but feel that a Rook armor plate would still be a bit better for the team.
Yeah, and we do see a little bit of duplication in having Sledge and Buck here.
Yep, but I mean, we've already talked about how destructible the flooring, kitchen, and the corridor and stuff can be. Why not go with double the destruction?
Let's see if they can make it work.
Yeah, they got a lot of work to go with. We do see Aver and Silent Rage disconnecting out. Thankfully, this time around, it is the start of the game, so no weird round issues or stuff like that set up. While we do let the players back away, we'll get the lobby remade and find out what the issue with that is when we come back after what will be yet another break, of course, while we talk to the admins, figure out what's going on, get the lobby remade. We would like to sit here and talk to you and whatnot and go over the game and go over the game plans, but unfortunately, I'm the man making the lobby, so we can't do that. We will be back in just a moment with a continuation of this series and with our second map. It will be Clubhouse between Strictly Business and ReWritten. Hopefully we will play it out with no issues once we figure out whatever the deal with that was, but we will see you guys in a couple of moments' time.
It'll be good. Come back.
This is Jason Bourne. We need to talk.
Why would it come back now?
I know what you did. I know everything.
Bourne has to be put down. You didn't come here for revenge.
I volunteered because of a lie.
You're never gonna have any peace until you admit who you really are.
I know who I am. Rated PG-13.
Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen. We did, of course, get a black screen error in that first game, and it is now time for them to go again. And note, we do have a small change here for ReWritten. It does get locked in, so now we'll begin the loading without changing. They're going to the bar in the stockroom as their first choice. They're not bringing Capcan, they're bringing Pulse instead.
Must add a little quick powwow.
Yeah, just had a quick rethink of things, which I know there's a lot of speculation that Xbox players back out on purpose, and a lot of them are tactical timeouts and fake. But it was strictly business that backed out and quit. because they had an error. They had their console crash. And it's ReWritten that have changed their strategy slightly. So
Attackers need to
that was
locate
not
and
their
defuse
reasoning
bomb.
for change or disconnect.
Looks like they're quick on this setup here. C4ing, shooting out traps,
Attackers have
moving to
located the
position.
bomb.
Definitely got something in mind for this map.
Looks well rehearsed.
And this bomb site specifically.
Looks like we are seeing some reinforcements at the club there.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier and how some teams set their defenses up from within the club. Some teams set it up and just stay inside the pool table. Yet to see it be really successful with people inside the club, to be fair, because as soon as you just thermite this wall open, you get an easy access in.
It looks like that's what the batteries are for. And
Yeah.
you do have a pulse to be able to actually kind of see when they're coming towards it.
Yeah, but you can also just breach shotgun open the top, or even shoot it open, then grenade in to kill those pretty easily. And Bandit has run away far enough to not be able to place any more down, so we'll see. Perseus coming up close, Ava coming up and going to drone into strip now. He's going to see Lotbrock inside strip. Okay, he's drone to another spot for safety. Marco Polo going to drone in the other side. Carbon going to spot that one drone and try and check it through. Lotbrock shooting. In fact, that's Buck up at above shooting out the trapdoor. Lotbrock and Carbon now in here as a pair.
Marco's just running around with that diffuser by himself. I hope they realize he's stranded over there.
Ava droning in again, looking for a couple of openings. He's cracking open and rearming. Perseus comes on in. He's got to be cautious about what's inside waiting for him. His grenades come bouncing through from the trapdoor above him, and Buck.
Little double
Why are
droning
they
going on.
all droning, yeah.
I think he realized that and changed his mind.
Just use your teammate, talk to them. He comes on in. Carbon's in the far corner of the room, gets a quick headshot on him.
Pulse just
Now
waiting.
Lotbrock is still prone in the same kind of spot. Stands on up, comes around the corner, misses initial shots, but there we go. Nice shot, Perseus, taking Lotbrock down, and that's a 2-for-1 trade when cleaning out those rumors. And I think we control this strip club, and they have no reinforcements on this wall from Paul. A fantastic shot from Godkin.
Nice flank.
Before Strata is taken out by Marco Polo, Silent Raid takes Godkin back, and now suddenly it's all onto Smoke. He is in and behind the A bomb. Silent Rage coming down the stairwell. He's going to get his crotch shot off. C4 is going to go up. Blows off, but it's not close enough to anyone to do anything serious. Marco Polo with the diffuser is in the corridor. He will take a lot of these shots, but not enough to down him. He, in fact, missed most of those.
Now they know where he's at. They could really put some pressure on here. They've got some crossfire from the stairs. If they could just rotate around behind him, there's nothing he can do at this point.
Tries to tap off the head of Thermite as he sprints across for the plant. Silent Rage now looking to come out from the stairs. Nova stands up again, and there it is. Strictly business, round number 1 in the books.
Nice fight by Smoke, but just couldn't land enough shots to actually make anything happen with it.
See, this is why I don't like seeing people attack or defend in the strip club, because it's very easy to get in there and kill them, because of the easy multiple angles and there's very little cover in there, despite what it seems. And then more importantly, once they do lose it, opening that wall up and getting into the pool table is very quick and easy to do and get that plant down. Now, at the very least, if you reinforce that wall up again, you slow them down a little bit and give your guys that are left inside, now that are down 2 teammates, a chance to reposition a bit closer. But there, by the time it's like, oh, we've lost strip club, and they're already at pool table, you've got to rotate now. It's like, yeah, a bit late, we're a bit, we're kind of exposed now. At least they have a little bit of extra time and warning to rotate through.
That might have been able to work had the only one person come into the club, as you know, Pulse was able to take down the one, but in doing so gave away his position. Made it easy for the follow-up kill on him.
Yeah. So, either way, strictly business now onto their own defense, and they are going down to the church in the basement.
Getting the hatches. Do only see one person upstairs though, so hopefully they're going to be able to get all the hatches fast enough.
Yeah. Ava came upstairs and did the first one, and Marco Polo is now doing these 2. Marco Polo, of course, upstairs.
10 seconds remaining.
The main one, putting these cameras out as
5
Bakari
seconds
does.
left.
Here towards Gary, drop one in this tunnel as well.
And I had to have seen on the drone there, potentially, going down there, but
to locate a bomb and defuse it.
They won't see where that camera gets placed as the attack's now coming in. A couple being placed up down in the actual basement area itself.
we do see one wall, it looks like unreinforced there, but no holes in it.
Yep, one more long towards the church, build over there, make some holes. I like these floor level holes. Far more beneficial to a defender to be prone and see feet and shoot up the feet than it is for an attacker to go prone. The time it takes them to go prone while being in view of those holes just gives the defenders an easy chance to shoot it.
Looks like they got a hole there to be able to escape back out of that utility tunnel as well.
Yep.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
One thermite charge then has been used on the construction tunnel. Now we'll see if that is successfully pushed aggressively. Godkin looking to come into the kitchen now. By far the second most, the most powerful trapdoor to open is the kitchen trapdoor. If you can get it open though.
I'm hoping they're going to put some pressure on the kitchen and push construction. Between the two, that's a pretty powerful play.
Yeah.
If they can live through it.
There we go. They're going to get into the kitchen dropper by putting a fuse charge on the kitchen floor. Flashbangs go off. That gives him a chance to blow it and try and catch people by surprise. Perseus is the one man. He feels comfortably safe to back away. Fuse uses, Therma gets that chance to put a charge on the trapper, and it gets opened. Ash is in the construction tunnel and has cracked the door open with a breach charge. Is now droning it. And Lodbrok, very nice shot, right into the back of Jaeger's head from the end of the utility tunnel. So here comes that push. Lodbrok is now edging forward.
He's going to get pushed by Valkyrie there?
Yeah, he baits Marco Polo out and tries to get the pre-fire on her, but will only take her low, not finish her off. So worth a try, but couldn't quite aim well enough to make it happen. Perseus now pre-firing into the corridor that the Perception is coming through. Perception takes half his health in trouble, but Star, Drata, and Carbon are taking more beasting damage from elsewhere as they dropped him from kitchen.
All Ash has got to do is keep putting pressure right here.
Oh, what a shot!
Through the shelving.
And Carbon gets the nip. Like, it looked crazy from our perspective, right? Ash is just constantly moving forward. It's like Perseus is firing, it's Perseus firing, to keep edging forward. But the whole reason he was doing that was allowing them to push in there, pushing in through stairs, pushing in through the drop, without Doc being free to turn and shoot at those people. So yes, he took a lot of damage for what seemed to be nothing, but he was losing, and his team were getting fights elsewhere, and his team were getting kills over there.
Had he even died, it would have been worth it, I think, at that point.
Yep.
Just the amount of pressure you could put on by hitting multiple angles.
If he'd have died while his teammate had picked up those 2 other kills elsewhere, definitely would have been worth that 2-for-1 trade, and then you get that beautiful shot on Doc straight away afterwards.
I think construction's one of those ones that's like, it's not a great place to all push from. It's very deadly to come into, but when you can put that kind of pressure on it, it really opens up a lot for your teammates to do on the other sides.
Yeah, the problem with coming through that way though is it is very easy and exposed to getting shot from people here inside Armory, inside B. But because so many people would just stop doing this kitchen dropper, people could get inside B and be happy and comfortable in there. Teams now have started to get lazy with their C4s and with their pulse play, which is now allowing the trapdoor to get exploded and opened up again and exposed, which is allowing construction play again. So we need to see teams starting to get back onto the, oh yeah, maybe we should actually like pay attention to that trapdoor rather than just presuming no one's going to go near it because they think it's dangerous.
It was smart though for them to anticipate that and use that fuse charge to kind of basically make everyone scatter from that trapdoor so that they couldn't throw that C4 up. It was a smart play. It didn't really need to be done in that case because there was no one there, but very worth doing as you could see the impact it had in getting that trapdoor open.
It's a little bit more of a fear play, and let's be honest, one Jaeger system right underneath the trapdoor, or like right on top of this set of boxes here, would have been enough for Pulse to just stand next to it and then safely C4 the trapdoor. Like, it's, fuse charges are not good. They're not a good way of really doing anything or displacing people when the team is like ready for such a play. But as I say, it's because teams have just gotten so used to no one going near that kitchen or even trying it that they don't prep for it, they don't get ready for it. So nice to see the ReWritten boys making the most of that and taking advantage of it.
We do see Blackbeard trying to creep his way up here though. Again, one of those times where he just opens it up, may not use it yet, but it puts a little bit of fear into them. Now they can't sit over in that spot. Makes anyone pushing that motorcycle tunnel in a lot better position. Looks like they are looking for him though. They do want to find him, see if they can get him out early. Try and get that covered.
Yeah, if they can take this pressure off nice and quick, it will help defend elsewhere.
Looks like that tunnel push is already coming though.
Yep, it's Ava and he's cracking apart the barbed wire to begin with. Watching the doorway.
Blackbeard just playing it smart and cautious.
Ava took a beating from Lotbrock's shotgun there, but now Carbon is going taken down. Marco Polo taking Lotbrock out from above. Perception is thinking about pushing into Silent Rage. The drone's going to come in, see where Carbon is. Carbon gets shot out by Nova from that tunnel. Perception sets off his smoke grenade straight away. Does give him a chance to open up the rest of the tunnel. Nova edging forward. He's got in, Strata's been down, he looks around the corner. Goes for the panic knife. Doesn't get it, but they have down one more. Perception is now in here, and a good point-blank shotgun blast from Nova.
Skeleton keys.
Strata does get a kill onto Silent Rage with a Capcan trap, but only Godkid now is left standing, and he sprints straight into Perseus' crosshairs. As the plan was already going down on B, he had to really get a move on.
It was nicely played. You even had Blackbeard doing some additional drone work, putting the pressure on that tunnel, and just droning into Armory a little bit to give him some eyes into the room.
Yeah. Perfect example of that split pressure there too, with Blackbeard in the construction tunnel and the others coming down the main tunnel. As soon as people just strayed too far left or right to try and kill the one they were shooting directly at, the one in the back got them. And it opened it up straight away, and then that then gave the release of pressure as people rotated away from church to come down the front stairs, and that's where Perseus then came in and cleaned up the last couple of kills. And yeah, these teams are staying so evenly close here because they've both got really well thought out attack strategies, not so well thought out counters for defense.
Well, we
though.
did see them both pick attack, you know, on
Yeah.
their respective maps, so I guess we should have anticipated a pretty solid attack strategy.
That's definitely true.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Let's wait and see now, as we do see Strictly Business once again down into the basement. They are up 2-1 thanks to that convincing attack round.
We do see the fuse coming out again, as they may pull that same strategy, trying to blow that kitchen hatch again, but they did switch up into IQ this time.
Yeah, they brought IQ so they could track any potential pulses underneath perhaps. What there isn't though is a pulse. There is a dock and there is a castle instead. So let's see what the plan is.
They also traded up the IQ for the Blackbeard, so they don't have that as well.
So castling the front stairs forces them to prick a little bit of resources up that end, slows down any kind of push from that direction, which allows Strictly Business to allocate more resources to these back two tunnel entrances. Also slowing down the tunnel, we notice how quickly the shots came in from Lotbrock's sledge from that tunnel Thatcher from that tunnel last time to kill the Jaeger that was at the back of B. That one won't be so easy to do because of the castle barricade. And then one more here in the tunnel, but that was killed by Ash anyway, so that doesn't really slow down any kind of push.
It does help to waste one of those Ash Breach charges, though.
It means she did that anyway against the wall. Even when it was just a wooden reinforcement, the last time she came in there, she used an Ash Breach charge anyway. So a castle barricade there doesn't change the way she plays that.
They don't have a sledge, though, so hopefully this will pay off, having all these extra castled walls.
Yes, exactly. Elsewhere, like the stairs one, which was there, is now not. But the stairs one and the one here in pit, definitely much big upgrades. I do like putting castle barricades there when you like know what's coming your way. The one in construction, yeah, it's just a nicety. It doesn't really change anything because, yeah, she used an Ash charge there anyway.
Looks like they're doing that little crawl hole through the utility tunnel as well again.
Yep, Nova doing the same thing at the base level of church, looking into bar dropper. Perception, there we go. Does drone in through and under that little castle barricade again. And will breach it shortly. The castle charge is now gone off inside kitchen, but this time there are kill holes right next to the trap, and Lotbrock's not feeling confident about planting his charge. Marco Polo throws his C4 up and actually aims towards Strata. Won't get him because he's already moved, but because of where the hole is, it's now a much bigger hole putting towards Lotbrock's position. It's making this breach charge far more dangerous to plant, but he still gets it off.
I think I saw some shots even come up through the floor just trying to pick him off since they didn't have a C4 to throw up there.
Yep, it did. Like that's the beauty of that C4 bearing where it was. While it didn't kill anyone, it did open up more kill holes towards the dropper, but they couldn't make it work. Strata's picked up one kill onto Marco Polo down through the holes. Down in the front is Carbon. Now they're breaching Ash here on the backside and taking attention. And Lotbrock is already planting in B. Ava has killed Strata, but it is still 4v4, and the plant will successfully go down.
It's a good early plant.
Carbon killed off by Nova, but Nova's immediately traded out by Lowbrook again, bringing this this shotgun thermite.
Just playing it tight there.
But doesn't have the range to take down Perseus, and he will be taken out from range, but Ash is going to come in and try and deal with it. Perception grabs one, but Ava's already grabbed two. Ava's grabbed so many kills this round. He's now looking for one more, trying to get the Ash. They're both trying to come in. Silent Rage is incredibly low. Perception sprints up the tunnel. Silent Rage comes out to deal with him, and he doesn't get the shots off in time. Ava was already running towards the diffuser. We'll have more than enough time in the world to get this done, but Ava went absolutely massive in that round, picking up at least 3 kills, maybe even 4, and giving up that last one there to Doc, because getting that diffuse in and going there was the smarter, more safer play. Perfect team play.
Definitely a ballsy approach, trying to get that plant in early, especially in an area where then he's trapped at that point on that other side. Not exactly a place where he can use that shotgun to a lot of effective range as they come around the door, but he did at least get one through that kill hole.
Yeah, he just couldn't really get away after the plant.
See if we're going to see the Capcan actually get used this time, as they did change up from using that previously during the reset.
Nope. But they did use it the last time they defended Church, even though they lost it.
So close.
But a successful defense round there for Strictly Business does give them the lead of 2 rounds. So they have that nice little buffer now to their name, 3 rounds to 1.
Strictly Business are living up to their name this time. Took
Yep.
map 1 and definitely putting a good fight up for map 2.
Looking to edge themselves out to the top of the table with 10 points should they win this map as well. On the first map, 5 rounds to 3. If they're going to win this one, 5 rounds to 1, which I'm sure is what they're hoping for right now. They will manage to get themselves 3 points. And based on the standings we saw at the start of the day, crack the top of the table. We'll see whether that continues though, as we still have plenty of games to be played today. So,
Do have our
reinforcements done.
smoke and bandit up there. Looks like they're rotating back to site, though we may have no roamers up here.
I don't think that's too much of a surprise at all, as we see very common 5 defenders downstairs for this map.
Looks like they've gone to reinforce that entire hallway wall, and they're going to go with bandit it.
Yeah, but bandits all the way along it. There is no Thatcher and no Twitch or anything to take those out, so that will be untouchable.
Looks like they're copying the other team and putting that little crawl hole there.
What they haven't done though is fully reinforce the adjoining walls. Lockbrock is pushing aggressively up towards the dropper. Nova's drone does survive that one blast that was heading that way. Then back on out, and he goes towards his cameras again. Perception playing aggressively in the tunnel here, and he will see the wall get blown open. Looking at a very tight angle. Doesn't see the movement up top. Now he does. It's Blackbeard though, so getting these shots is going to be a tough one. But he makes it work. Perception taking down Blackbeard and Silent Rage very early on. Strata at the same time getting Perseus as well up through the floor with his shotgun after the C4 missed. As cautious, there's another man up there, but he gets through that gap as well. Looks at the nether one.
Defense is playing this very well. They've already got a 2-man
up there to
advantage.
his left. The flashbang didn't touch him at all, but the bullets will. Nice pre-fire, Marco Polo, making sure he trades that kill back out. Thought he might have been done for there, to be honest.
Definitely put the fear into them at that point. I think it was worth it.
Yeah, got his first kill of the round. They do now begin the second thermite charge above the dropper. Ava checking down through these holes again, is cautious about it. Nova gets a kill onto Lockbrock with a good grenade. In towards blue.
They did manage to make this 3v3 again if they could just hold tight.
Yeah, bounce that grenade off the edge so it can blow up the barbed wire. Ava watching the front stairs, make sure no flank coming up that way, and they're going to drone in this dropper now. I'd really rather them drop in towards...
Yeah, it's definitely a dangerous spot. Hopefully they're just using this to drone.
They don't have the bar dropper open. They did construction and they've done here now. They see Perception as there, and dropping into his sightliner just should be a secure death. Ava's need to make a move to try and perhaps move him around.
At least they're going this way instead.
Marco Polo is going to reposition away to the construction tunnel.
Might as well make use of that, right? If you wasted one of your thermite charges on it.
Yep. And he may be able to, like, they're keeping an eye on Perception the entire time. Now he gets a shout that he's moved, so he's going to drop on down. Gets straight in and starts to spread it. Like, gets Perception, but Godkin will trade him back. Can he get taken out by Marco Polo? Yes, Marco gets Godkin with his pistol.
Good teamwork.
Carbon, now the last man. I like that call. That was a really nice play. He's going to drop in. Ash gets through and survives it. Carbon has to sprint back towards the church now. Strictly Business have gone from a 5 versus 3 to a 2 versus 1.
The plant's coming down.
Gets in towards blue. He's incredibly no now. Does come off the plant. 20 seconds now. Sprints back towards the side of B. Marco Polo has a really good angle on this. He's going to see him come through the door, but misses the important first shot, but won't do it the second time. Marco Polo sealing it with the kill, but beautiful teamwork from Strictly Business, and on the fly changes to their decision making.
Good decision when that drop wasn't working.
Yeah, it's like, it was the, okay, we want to go through this drop. Perception's watching it. What do we do? All right, we're going to go outside. All right, okay, keep watching it, keep watching it. Oh, he's moved. Perfect timing. As soon as he moves, I'm going to sprint in from my doorway. You go through the second you get there, go through your doorway. I'm going to get him as he moves, which is exactly what he did. A couple of missed shots, but gets him while he's still sprinting, can't fire back. And okay, you get traded out by Godkin, but then you've come through the door and you straight trade Godkin back. Like, perfect on the fly, trustworthy of, like, trusting your teammates, surefire with your, like, confident in your shots. That you can go in and make it work.
Very dependent on timing,
and
though.
yeah, and a little bit of luck with the timing in the same time.
Definitely, I mean, he got killed, and luckily they were there ready to trade that, or that could have actually backfired on them at that point.
Yeah. More importantly, I think through today's trend of games is not only was it luck that he was there, it was that he actually managed to land the shot. So many times we've seen teams with the great timing then just miss all of their shots anyway. And
yeah, you definitely have to fire, you know, really ahead level over those boxes to really make it work.
Yeah. We've seen how people love to aim low here on the Xbox and let the recoil take it up to the head. But when you're looking at those boxes and you can only see the head, you've really got to keep it tight to keep it in that right kind of spot.
Especially with those shelves in between.
Yep.
10 seconds to insertion.
You see him reinforcing the club again. I don't think they're going to play in it this time. I wouldn't imagine they're just going to sit in there with Rook.
Yeah, I'd like to see them stay out of it. They have reinforced the pool table this time around.
Attackers are moving to
Silent
defuse the
Rage
bomb.
just setting up a couple of barbed wires, a couple of reinforcers just to slow down anyone that might want to come that way to begin with. We do have Perseus and Ava out towards B. Carbon's getting very close and aggressive up towards the backside, and they've got that fuse in their roster again.
Not sure what they're going to do with it this time, unless they're going to try and scare someone off from one of these rooms. Perhaps that gym drop?
You can go up into cash here and fuse down in towards B, but while Strata's droning it, he knows it to be empty. Has come up top. Perseus is in the stairwell. We do see a lot of explosions and blasts going off from Lowbrook around here and the garage. They've cracked that wall open, and Ava's about to sprint across the gap and be spotted. Perseus on the stairs now. Does look like a full B push coming out from...
They do have
ReWritten.
Rook just sitting in the club there. That's really going to not work out so well if this ends up being a complete B push.
And we've seen teams in the past pressure B from the outside and then split it around to the other side. So keeping Rook a little bit at distance might not be the worst of ideas. But now he is coming back, as we do see the first grenade coming in, taking Ava down. Jaeger getting downed by a grenade is going to be a little bit ironic.
Yeah. If they can actually finish the job here, it looks like he can crawl away and make that drop down.
Yeah, but can anyone go and help him? They're going to smoke the cross then from the lounge doorway towards B. Strata is outside the door looking across in at the hole they've made between sites. Nova just edges past the shots and gets away with it. Marco Polo is reviving Ava now.
That smoke's got to be a giveaway that they're going to make this push. There's
On
gonna
the
be some
stairs,
rotates.
beautiful shot from Perseus, takes
Nice.
Lotbrock down, and we got Nova with a good C4 to take out Strata. Godkin is trying to take out Perseus from above, but then the good push from Nova comes to Perception and takes him by surprise, and suddenly Strictly Business are up 5 versus 2 in a match that they looked like they were getting completely pinned and singled out. ReWritten spent so long figuring out where these guys were and how they were going to play around it that they just gave up all their spots and allowed Strictly Business to really think about it and begin their push. And Godkin not landing enough shots there at all.
I don't think that
Rook.
fuse charge is going to clutch it for him.
No, but it does take down Ava.
Not bad, actually.
Carbon now going to push in towards the garage. Just thinking about where these shots are going to come from. Nova's in the small corridor. Perseus is inside the lounge, just tucked away. Will go up the stairs again now. Carbon's got 38 seconds. They know where the diffuser is. He knows he's got to come and get it. He comes around the corner. Nova's looking straight at him. Misses the shots, though, and he won't. Carbon, beautiful shot onto Nova's head. Now they know exactly where he's coming from, though. Perseus is coming down the stairs ready. Marco Polo's looking in from the hole at B. He's got 25 seconds. He's got to get in there. Silent Rage, crouched inside lounge. Here we go. Perseus is going to be his first target. Both of them tagging shots off each other, but neither with a kill. Perseus comes down, and he's low enough that the shot will not land from Carbon. Headshot to Perseus. 6 rounds, 5-1. Strictly Business. 2 maps to 0. 3 points to nothing. Sealed.
Good rotate by the defenders there. I mean, once they knew it was B, they started getting into those positions, and B was pretty much empty from the beginning, but the attackers were just not prepared to push it as they didn't really know where anyone was at yet. They hadn't done enough intel work. Just couldn't capitalize on that empty room.
Yeah, they got